What's up, guys? So yesterday there was an emergency maintenance, and they didn't tell us what it fixed, but people have been posting that there was an Apex dupe once again that actually worked. It was some kind of combination of the old dupe and some kind of new methods for it to work. Although there was a dupe, they did confirm that it was possible, and some people are still claiming that you can still do it now. It apparently hasn't affected the economy, according to Tryon Worlds. And with us monitoring the economy nonstop, it doesn't appear that it has actually affected the economy. It does look like they did have some issues. You see some people selling massive amounts of gold on the auction house, 10,000, 9,000, here in Apex, 1,000. But gold was removed from the game. Accounts have been banned. Lots of accounts have been banned recently. So you may have actually lost some gold in the last couple of days, and that's part of the reason is that you bought or sold something that was illegally brought into the game. And they said that they've been watching this minute by minute. So people are saying that, well, this makes sense why the economy is in shambles and yada yada yada. Well, the economy honestly isn't in shambles at all. They're bringing point on saying that people are using these credits to supply cheap regrade charms on the auction house. Well, the regrade charms have not spiked, have not gone up, have not gone down since the last 10-15 days. And there's no real reason. There hasn't been stacks of thousands of these guys on the auction house. And this dupe was supposedly allowing people to get millions of credits for free. So if there was millions of credits for free, we would have seen a lot more cash shop items on the auction house, actually plummeting the prices. If you are around for the first Apex dupe in the official launch, then you know that the workers' compensation potions were flooded thousands upon thousands every single day on the auction house, and the prices of those guys, a workers' compensation potion was all the way down to like 3 gold for many days. So the economy really tanks if there's a dupe like that and it gets out of control. The economy just crashes. You can see the regrade charms, not many have been sold. There wasn't much effect, if any effect actually at all. So I honestly believe that Tryon Worlds did monitor this pretty well, and then they did ban a lot of people that were associated with it, and people got flack for them for saying that why didn't you ban them immediately when you found out people were doing the dupe. Well, they probably were looking for the main accounts that these guys are associated with. So they were probably tracking them very closely, and then anything that was happening, any interaction that those accounts had with other accounts probably sparked bans on those other accounts as well, and they try to trace it all the way back to the actual main accounts to kind of get rid of those guys completely, rather than just their mule donkey accounts that are using this dupe. So it does not look like there's anything going on here, but wait, there actually is, I think, something going on. So the regrade charms are slightly cheap, and there is a lot of them on the auction house, in my opinion. No one in their right mind should actually be buying and selling yellow, blue, green regrade charms and selling them for the yellow ones here, specifically 44 gold. These guys cost 600 credits, so they're right about into the right range. But specifically, the green and blue ones are really cheap. They're 150 credits, and then also 200 credits. And so no one in their right mind should be selling these guys for this cheap of a value. But you'll notice that they come in stacks of 5 and stacks of 10. This reeks very similar of credit card fraud through the $150 Archeage packs. And you want more information on this, more kind of proof that this is probably credit card fraud? Well, look at the vocation tonics. These are items that no one really wants necessarily, but they come from those $150 packs. They're actually really great items, and this is an item that you should invest in heavily in, because if this is credit card fraud, these guys are going to dry up really quick, and the price is going to go up. These guys cost 80 credits on the marketplace, and they're selling currently for 70 silver each. To put it into perspective, a tax cert, which sells for 9 credits, sells for approximately 50 or 60 silver. So you see right there that there's a disconnect. These guys should not be selling for 70 silver. They should be selling for a lot more than that. And there's generally stacks of these guys of large quantities, so 50, 10. I've even seen stacks of 100 on here. This is also where vocation tonics come from as well. And you'll notice that all of the items from those $150 packs apparently seem to be on the auction house in decent quantities. And then if you look at the big yellow regrade charms, so the basic yellow regrade charms are, right around the price that they should be from the cash shop. So people are buying these guys up, gobbling them up, and you only get, I believe, 2 out of that big Archeage pack. But if you look at the superior yellow regrade charms, this is where you really notice the pricing being kind of funky. These guys cost 2,000 credits on the cash shop, so they should not be cheaper than Apex. They are generally cheaper than Apex. You can see the same day averages hovering around 85, 66, 71. So this is coming directly out of those packs, I believe. And these guys are insanely cheap because of that reason. So you got these guys that are spamming creating these Archeage packs, $150 packs. They're selling off the items individually that can be sold. You also are seeing the bed in here as well from that pack. So any of those items I think are a great investment, great idea to buy. Superior yellows are, like I said, insanely cheap. For 2,000 credits, it should be the price of 2 Apexes approximately, so around 200 gold. And if you can pick these guys up for 70, 80 gold each, definitely a worthwhile investment. These are the best regrade charms on the server. Plus, they can also be used at any success rate right now, or any grade, any level. Currently, we don't have the red regrade charms in the system, and it does not look like there's any plans in the future to bring those red regrade charms onto the system yet. Maybe in like 6 months we'll see the red regrade charms, but we still have not have an RNG box yet, which generally supplies those red regrade charms. So these superior yellows are probably going to be the best charm for the next about 6 months on the Fresh Start server, because they do want to keep it a little bit slower progression here. And what a better way to do that than to not put those red regrade charms into the system there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. So that's the Apex dupe. That's the credit card fraud I think is going on. I could be wrong. Maybe there's just a shitload of people buying the $150 packs. But to me, it looks and smells like credit card fraud. But this is a great time to invest in those items, because we don't know for sure. We don't know if this really is, and maybe these guys are actually just blowing a ton of money, and we can buy these items really cheap. You have really no worries about losing these items or anything, because we're an unsuspected third party. We don't know if these are actually credit card fraud or not. It's just an educated guess, and I think that's why these items are all really cheap. So to recap, Vocation Tonics, those guys are probably your best value. The red, green and blue regrade charms are also really, really good. And then the superior yellow regrade charms are also a great investment idea for the next few months. So they probably will fix this if this is credit card fraud, and those values will jump up, and a few weeks after that when they stop getting hit with those faulty credit cards. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Good luck.